Hello and welcome back on my YouTube channel, Parth Doshi, Learning by Doing. So today in this video, I am going to continue my series of process understanding. In the previous video, we saw what is process understanding, why it is important for any developer to understand that, or a solution architect, right? So in this video, we are going to take an example and actually see how should we understand the process and what are the right questions that you should ask during a process understanding session. So our main important topic for this particular video is going to be asking the right questions during any process understanding communication. So how are we going to do that? So in this video, I'm going to take a simple example that is going to be of web automation, right? So we are going to take a very simple example of a process wherein we have to take the data from an input file and insert it into a end client application, or you can say any web application. So it's going to be a web application, right? So first let's understand the high level view of the process of how it is going to function. So our first thing is going to be an Excel file. So you can ignore the drawing, right? This is just for us to understand, right? So this is going to be our Excel file, right? Now the second step in this particular thing is performing data massaging. So let's simply write over here data filtration, right? So that is going to be our second step. Now our third step in this is going to be the final one, which is going to be adding the data to our end application, right? So let's suppose this is the website that I have to add my data. So this is going to be our website, right? So now here there are three parts. The first is Excel file, right? The second is going to be the data filtration that we have to do, and this is going to be based on our business rules that we have, right? So this particular thing is going to be based on our business rules. Now how this is a very simple process that we can see over here, but in real life scenarios that you will face during any automation, they will be very much complex. But now how can you even start understanding this particular processes, right? So the very first thing that we see over here is our Excel file, right? Now what are the questions that you can ask related to this particular first step that we see over here? So now in this, the very first question is it always going to be an Excel file, right? If not an Excel file, is it going to be a macro based file or anything like that? Now, what is the source of this particular input file? Is it going to come from, let's say, email, right? Is it going to come from an email, or is it going to be at a shared location, FTP server, FTP server, or anything like that, right? So we have to see where is this file coming from. So now any time where there are file operations involved like this that we see over here, your very first question should be, what is the source of the file, right? Once you know the source, which is of utmost important, right? Because you don't know what is the source going to be and how is it going to be. So anything related to file, you need to check on the source of the file. If it's an email, then how are you going to identify that email? Is it through subject or the receiver mail ID or anything like that? Now the second, and this is a very important one, you can say, that is, so this step is done, right? What questions you can ask over here? Let us mark our this step is done, right? Now our second step is going to be data filtration based on the business rules, right? Now you need to properly understand what are the business rules. Is there any calculation needed to be done, right? Whether that particular operation is supportable in Excel file or not, because in this case One of the major problem that I have seen is developers tell, okay, I have understood that we have to simply take the data from Excel, I have to perform some operations and I have to put it into website. No, it's not like that. Most of the cases where I have seen where people face problem is when there are merge cells, or they have to write data to merge cells, or they have to read data from merge cells. Sometimes it is not readable and something like that. So when you are observing the source of the Excel file, you need to also see how its format is going to be, right? And then you need to understand each and every business rules, because that is going to be very important in every case. Whatever automation you are doing, understanding the data filtration is going to be very important. So this is our second step, and here it is only important to understand the business rules, what data you have to read, where you have to write, where you have to actually read the merge cells, or is there any calculation based cell, like we have h1 into h5 and then you get the data in h14. So is there something like that or not, right? So that is the thing that you need to keep in mind when you are communicating in terms of data filtration. Now third and our final thing comes is putting the data into the website. Now web applications, we all know, we have many times faced selector based problems. So that are the things, when you see if there is something a different kind of fill, a drop down or something like that, in drop down you can check whether the data is directly typeable or not. So we use type into many times in the drop down and that directly comes. So you need to check that if that is happening or not. Then is the web page a single page website or a multi-page website, that once you submit data on this, then you have to go to next page and submit. So there will be dependency of data between the pages. The third thing that I think you need to keep in mind is going to be about what are the validations in that particular website. We all have mandatory fields, we don't have mandatory fields. Sometimes it is like the drop downs are dependent. A very basic example is going to be two drop downs, right? One which is going to be of country, right? So if we see, there is a country drop down, and the dependent drop down is a state drop down, right? So is there anything like if you enter a wrong country, then the straight drop down data will be not available, because this all will come under your exception handling. Now if the website has any kind of prompts, so when we click on submit, it comes as submission successful. So that can be your validation point that I have submitted the data successfully. So this all things are going to be really important when you are working with website. And the very important thing is going to be the selectors. If you find any such fields, right, feel free to ask to the person who is explaining you the process, be it client or be it your teammate or anyone. Because if you don't understand the process or you have not got clear idea about it, let's suppose you start from the source part, you understood the source, you understood the type of Excel format, but now you are not able to get that business logic, which is important. So you will not be able to move to the third step, which is going to be our inserting data into the website. So this is the problem that many people face, right? So this is how you should ask the right questions and never fear about asking questions, because these are very important for any developer. I also work as a developer, so for me also understanding the process becomes really important. So let's suppose if I have to submit the project in 30 days, and if I spend 5 days dedicatedly in only understanding the process without rushing it towards the completion date, I'll be able to maybe build in the next 10 days. So this is the problem that every developer faces, that how should I understand the process. So in this way, now if you see, this was a high level, but we slowly broke down the complete process into smaller parts. We drew our own data flow map, you can say, or process diagram, and we understood it. You might get PDD, you might get HDD, but they all are in very much technical terms. To understand something like this, we need this kind of diagrams. So I tried this unique way of doing this video. So I hope you found this interesting and very helpful, and now we are done with our third step as well. So in this way, we completely understood a complete process about web automation. So I hope this is clear and you really understood the video and what are the questions, how should you ask them, and how can you your you self understand the process, right? Even if you don't want to ask to anyone, how can you self understand the process? Beat anything. And later on, I'll try to pick more complex process. We'll draw more diagrams, right? We'll also pick TDD, HDD, how you can understand that. But this was the second video and I wanted to keep it very much basic. So I hope you understood the video and you found it really very helpful. Do hit the like button and share it with your friends who are facing problems in understanding the process. Thank you so much for watching the video. See you in the next video. Thank you.